What's up everybody, hope you have an amazing day so far. I'm your host Phil, and today's video we're going to check out the VIC Audio Merciless Drive. Again, welcome to today's video and thank you for tuning in. We're going to check out VIC Audio's Merciless Drive, which is not affiliated in any shape or form with Aris Effects' Merciless Drive. Merciless Drive, as well as the company VIC Audio in itself, are fairly new to the pedal market, are founded I think 1 or 2 years ago by Viktor Kovalchuk, who is located in Ukraine and is very active in the NAMM community. He made a ton of different presets and packs with all kind of cool metal amplifiers, always boosted by the VIC Audio Merciless Drive, and they sound absolutely killer. That's how I kind of got into this pedal, and then I just asked Victor if he has 1 unit on spare which he can send out, and he gladly sent me over this pedal for review. This pedal is based on, allegedly from what I have heard so far, a Maxon OD 808X. However, it does sound a little bit different. The Maxon OD 808X, that's the right name, is a little bit mid-honkier, does not tighten up the low end as this pedal does over here. This is purely aimed for metal. Super clear that this is like a metal overdrive, metal boost type of thing, and you could hear it for yourself in comparison to how the amp sounded without the boost, and with the boost, it's a day and night difference in regards of how that thing chugs. Before we explore all the tonal possibilities of this pedal, let's talk first about the signal chain which we've got going on over here, starting with this guitar. This is the Solar A2.6 LN with the Black Heaven Lundgren pickups going into the pedal board. However, pedal board only has the VIC Audio Merciless Drive and my ISP noise gate engaged. That then goes to the KHE Electronics amp switcher, which then allows me to flicker between the Marshall JVM, which I got over here, and the EVH 5150. We're going to check out this pedal on both amplifiers. Everything which you're hearing is going through that Marshall cabinet, which is right over there, mic'd up with an SM57. So yeah, unprocessed audio directly to you so that you really get a picture of what it sounds like. As a starting point, let's check out the Marshall JVM without the pedal engaged, then engage the pedal, and then explore the tonal possibilities from there onward. You already could hear we're going instantly to full metal mode, and that's what this pedal is all about. This is now currently set up in a booster type of setting where we are diming the level knob and taking back the drive knob. So very typical tube screamer type settings. The tone is a little bit tricky on this one. It quickly tends to get very harsh and very crumbly, but for what we're getting now, I really like what I'm hearing so far. Let's play some metal with this. And already here, I want to point something out which I really like about this pedal, and that is when I'm doing alternate picking, palm muted stuff, that's where I think that the pedal really shines, like speed metal type stuff. I really like how that sounds with this pedal. Especially on the higher registers, there's like this weird interplay between honky mids, but not being actually honky, but actually pushing forward, which I really enjoy and really like. It really feels good to play through that. I hope, or I really hope that it translates well through the, through the microphone setup. It's really sounding awesome. Okay, let's move on and check out how this thing would then sound if we would go with it as an overdrive and what the ranges of the different knobs are. For this, I was currently at the crunch red mode. I'm now going back to the crunch orange mode, which has way less gain over here. Let me showcase this. So like fairly, decent normal rock tone. Let's first check out how this does as a boost. I personally think in this type of setting, it is a little bit too harsh, too crumbly sounding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial back the treble, dial a little bit more mids in, sorry. And yeah, let's see what we get then. Tone-wise, it does sound better, but it still lacks definitely some gain. So we're going to crank up the drive over here. Or let's check out the range of the drive, actually. And this last quarter is where it really comes to life and breathes in like that full metal tone. I'm just going to leave it completely cranked. Awesome sounding tones which I'm getting over here. I'm really impressed how chuggy this sounds. It really brings in the metal from this type of tone, and that's what I really appreciate and enjoy, and which I think it does better than some other boosts which I have in my collection, that it not only serves as a boost but also as an overdrive. So it's very versatile on whatever setup you're using. That's what I really like. Let's check out the tone knob, because that is something which at times can get a little bit tricky. When you're fully cranking up the tone knob, then it's getting a little bit harsh and crumbly. It's not really pleasant in my personal opinion. I think we have to dial that back in a little bit. If you like it a little bit harsher, then you can go like up over here. But I personally rather like to live in this area, and then I would tweak something on the amp if need be. Let's check the level knob range. So if you completely dial it back down, then it's silent. or nearby silent. It's just the plain level knob. It's how hard you're hitting the tube amplifier. In this case, I want to hit it really hard, so leaving it cranked is the way to go. Yeah, I think that this would be my setting for this particular channel. All right, now let's check it out on some other channels, which I prepared over here. The green mode on OD1, also fairly similar thing like with the crunch on orange and red, somewhere in between. That would be too much gain for my personal opinion, so I'd dial that back, maybe somewhere over here, and set the tone over here. And then last but not least, the OD2 on the green channel. We're gonna kind of dial back this over here EQ wise. There we go. All cool sounds, but I have to say the Marshall JVM is notoriously picky with overdrives and boosts on the OD channels, so I wouldn't give too much about what you're hearing on the OD1 and the OD2. In my personal opinion, the amplifier sounds best without any boost engaged. However, on the crunch channel, this thing really brings it from a rock tone to a full-blown metal tone. Alright, to mix things up a little bit, I'm now using the Balaguer Guitars Espada, which I got over here with the Hypernova pickups. Beautiful guitar, plays absolutely wonderfully. And we're now on the crunch channel on the orange mode. The Merciless Drive is set as an overdrive, really, pushing that amplifier. And let's see what we're getting. How to instantly demonetize your video. That's what you get for ordering Testament on Temu. Let's get to the last segment before we call it a day. We're going to check out now the Merciless Drive with a different amplifier, the EVH 5150 over there on the red channel. I'm still keeping the Balaguer Guitars Espada because I think that this guitar sounds way better than the solo guitars in this particular combination. Sometimes it's just one small thing which you just have to move around. But check this out. This is now without the boost engaged. Let's wrap up this video with my final thoughts and my conclusion around the VIC Audio Merciless Drive. I have to say, I am really impressed by this pedal. It does have its own cool, unique flavor and vibe to it, something which I have not, like really heard in my other boosts over here, and I do have a few of them. If I would have to describe it with pedals which then I would kind of compare it to a blend between a Tube Screamer, a Precision Drive, and a TC preamp, somewhere in between. It does have some of the things which I do not like so much about the TC preamp, for example, this kind of crumbling effect once you push it over a certain threshold. However, this also means that this is an absolutely fantastic boost and overdrive for people who are aiming for a very modern, tight, clanky, high gain tone. So that's exactly what will fit the bill if you are interested in these type of tones. But you heard it yourself on two different amplifiers over here, which cover, I think, a lot of ground, like a classic Marshall sound and like the EVH sound. They have very different flavors to it, and it does sound good on both of them. So that was cool and interesting to see. These pedals can be acquired directly at Victor. I'm gonna put his email address somewhere over here or in the description below. You're gonna find it definitely. The pricing is around 130 euros from what I heard, and the lead time is 5 to 6 weeks. So just take that into consideration. I think it's well worth for everybody who is collecting boost pedals like I do, or who's exactly after that tone. Absolutely your thing. Rock solid pedal, I can highly recommend it. With all of that said and done, I want to thank Victor for sending out the Merciless Drive. Really cool, interesting, novel pedal. Nice to have it here in the studios. This is going to go to its next destination, so hopefully you're going to see more of this pedal going on. This has really grown, dear to my heart, because this is really connected to the NAMM community, which I'm part of. So that's really, really cool to then have this pedal over here in my studios. I also want to thank everybody of you watching this channel. I highly appreciate it. It means more to me than you can guess that you guys are, watching, commenting, sharing, giving me nice, compliments regarding my playing. Really runs down like oil down the throat. So I'm super, super appreciative and grateful for that one. Hope to see you everybody in the next video. Until then, keep it metal.